All right, hey everybody, welcome to Honeysuckle Farms. My name is Todd. This week's video is a little longer than usual, but with Hurricane Ian and a new segment added to our channel, I couldn't condense it down anymore. Hope you enjoy. It's Tuesday, and normally I don't shoot videos during the week. We come up and just feed the animals and check on things and go on home. But you know, this isn't a normal week. If you've been watching the news, we've got Hurricane Ian coming this way. It's due to go right over our place in Jacksonville and right up here to the property. And if you've seen some of our first videos, we've had a lot of problems in the past with water issues on the pasture. Not to mention the fact that you know, our road is washed out 3 times and we couldn't even get to our property. I've came up also to assess the situation with the carriage house. You know, this is a work in progress and I got crap everywhere. I hate to tell you that. I don't know. We're going to start picking up some ladders and moving some things around, but there's just so much stuff here. I'm not going to be able to really address it all. And so I will make some, check on some things today, feed everything up. And then I will come up Thursday night and, you know, weather the storm out. So where my, you know, after all we've been through, I'm not going to let this take us down. So for everybody out there involved with the hurricane, we'll say a prayer for you. Hope everybody makes it through. I've got a few things, like I said, I got to straighten up, but there's just so much out here to mess with. There's no way I could get it all done. The main thing is check on the animals, get everybody fed and secured, check gates and fences, and you know, prepare the best way we can. That's all you can do. All right, well, so we fed the cows, pigs, checked all the fences, the gates. We actually had the pig fence was down, so we actually fixed that. Had a little gate issue, got that taken care of, so everybody's got a full belly. We're fixing to go run grab some hay, and we picked up a lot of loose stuff around here and set it up. But with all the stuff we have out here, it's going to be impossible to pick everything up. So we're just going to come back on Thursday night and wait this thing out and see what we could do. All right, everybody. Hey, this is Todd with Honeysuckle Farms. If you've been following along, this video is being shot while Hurricane Ian is now has hit Florida down in on the West Coast. So we're going to hang out here for today, do some cooking, and then probably head up tomorrow morning early before the storm gets up to the property, and keep an eye on everything while that's going on. But for today, what else better is there to do when you've got nothing but to sit around and that's cook. And in this case, we're not really cooking again, we're fermenting. It's something I really like to do. And so we've tried to do some things this yesterday and today that I haven't done before. One of them is making sauerkraut. We went ahead and made us some sauerkraut last night. Now this is, I didn't film this because it's a simple recipe. It's cabbage, salt, and caraway seeds. So all we did was add 3 teaspoons of salt to about 3.5 pounds of cabbage, and then 1 teaspoon of caraway seeds. We massaged it for about 15 minutes, drained everything into this container, and have been pushing it down every few hours, just packing it down. And that's basically it. Very simple. So no reason to do a big video on that, but that's a homemade sauerkraut right there. So while I was at it, I started reading about kimchi, and I've never had kimchi, but I heard a few of my friends say they really like it. So I decided, you know what, why not, since we're in the kitchen, let's go ahead and make some kimchi. Now, in the recipe that I read, the first thing you do is you cut up your Napa cabbage, and then you add salt to it, and basically massage it for about 10 minutes. Then you add some water to it, make a brine, and let it sit for about 6 hours. So we're going to go ahead and do that first part. All right, so we got everything set up for starting the kimchi. We've got our Napa cabbage, we've got our large bowl, and we've got our scale. Now this is going to be what we're going to make our kimchi in. It's like a mason jar, sealable lid. I'm going to try these for the fermenting process. We've already washed our cabbage, so we're just going to go ahead and take off these outer leaves. Yeah, just, you know, like you do on any lettuce or anything like that. All right, we'll save those aside for right now. Go with about 3 tablespoons of salt. We have sea salt. Do not use iodized salt. And you can add a little more of this because you're going to drain it. So we'll just add a little more. I like my extra salt. All right, so we're going to massage this. All right, so we got our cabbage massaged, battered our salt. Now we're gonna add some water. I'm not gonna add too much because I do know that there will be more moisture coming out. So what we added about a cup of water. We're going to put a plate on top of this to help push the cabbage down and get it submerged in the water. So we're going to refrigerate that for about 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, and let it work itself in the brine, and we'll get back to that later. So we're back to finish up our kimchi, and this recipe calls for it's a Korean chili paste, and they have it in a bottle called gochujang or whatever. So I bought a bottle of this, but in essence, the proper way to make it is to use Korean red pepper flakes, and you make up a paste. The recipe we're going to use actually uses this paste along with some other items to make up a paste, and it consists of 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and it says 1 to 5 tablespoons of the Korean chili sauce, and the recipe I read said they'd like a little spicier, so they added 7. So we're gonna add a little bit more. I like my stuff spicier. We need a tablespoon of garlic, a teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of ginger. So we're gonna go ahead and get all those things mixed up and into the little blender and make our fish paste, and then we're gonna drain our cabbage, add all that together, stuff it in our jar, and let it start the fermentation process. Our recipe calls for 6 to 8 ounces of daikon radish, which they didn't have any at the store, and they said you can substitute carrots for it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut them in thin slices about 2 to 3 inches, and it calls for 3 to 4 scallions cut in about 1-inch pieces. We've got all our ingredients made, prepped, ready to go. Like I said, we've got our carrots, we've got our paste, we've got our onions. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our cabbage out of the fridge. We're going to drain it, rinse it, get all the salt off of it. We're going to mix everything together and then pack it into our fermenting jar. We've got our cabbage, which has been brined for 4.5 hours and then rinsed. We've got our carrots and we've got our scallions. And here we've got our fish paste, which consists of the fish sauce, the, how do you say that? Gochujang paste. Actually, it's a Korean chili sauce, our garlic, and our ginger. So we're gonna add all this together. Massage it in, work it all in. Just smells terrific. All right, let me see. We're going to use this funnel so we don't get everything on the edges. Smells terrific. A little different than what I'm used to, but it smells great. There's so much flavor coming out of there. Now, in one of the recipes I read, it said to save the brine and pour some of the brine in there. I've got enough of this sauce. We're going to pour this in there. We've got everything into our jar. I'm going to add the last bit of this sauce in there. Oh, that smells so good. All right, so we've got all our kimchi in the jar. I went ahead, and that's one of the reasons they tell you to save one of the outside leaves. I washed that off, set that on top sort of as a layer to help keep the kimchi pushed down. I actually thought I had a weight that fit it, and it doesn't. So what we're going to use is something a little smaller. We're going to put it on down in here, push it down, and I think just by itself, we're going to put one of these little weights inside of it. And that'll keep it, should keep everything down below. And there you have it. So the recipe says wait 1 to 5 days. You know, check it as you go along. You've got a nice red sauce. You know, a couple pieces up on the top. We'll make sure we get those out of there. But being that this is a sealed jar, it should be fine. Let us know what you think. You know, I've never had kimchi before. I've heard about it. And when I hear about something, the next thing I know what I want to do is I want to try it or make it. Something I like to do is cook and make stuff. So, especially when it's from the home or from the garden. So, hope you enjoy, and you know, come back and check us out. We're gonna make this cooking with Todd thing a little bit more often if we can. We've got all kinds of things from making your own sausage, making your own pasta. I like to do everything by hand. So look forward to that in the future, and thanks for watching. Well, it's Friday. We got up here last night just ahead of Hurricane Ian, and to kind of see what we could do to help hold the fort down. We were very lucky. We got some minor wind damage, some signs, some few trees and limbs here or there. But other than that, we were spared, and we were lucky. Unfortunately, there was a lot of people in South Florida, and I'm sure there's going to be some people in South Carolina area that are going to be affected by this storm, and our thoughts and prayers goes out to those people and their families. So it's Friday afternoon. We basically took care of the chores. We got feed. We're looking at clearing some property on the east side of the carriage house. We started on that, and during the hot days, and we made a dent in it, but we need to get it all cut up and put into a pile. And one good thing about this weather, it's changed. So we went from 70-degree nights to 50-degree nights in just a couple of days. So enjoying the cooler weather, so we're going to be able to work a little bit longer during the day and maybe a little harder, but yeah, we're gonna hit a lick on this and get those couple of trees down right there, get them cut up and piled up, and get ready for a nice big bonfire one of these nights. Hurricane Ian has just passed through and hit the people in South Carolina. We want to give our thoughts and prayers out to their family and friends who have been affected by the storm. First things first, we're going to get up in the garden, do a little clean out of the pig pen, and finish planting the rest of the plants that we've got for the beds. Okay, so we're up here in the garden, and as you can see, the outside raised bed is doing real well. Really well. And today we just finished up the rest of the planting all in the other outside raised bed. So basically we're all done planting in the hoop house here. As you can see, the aquaponics is kicking, but we've got a problem. It's been in the hoop house, it gets warm, and it looks like our lettuce here is going to bolt. Hopefully it won't. That's happened to us before. Now our bed here has suffered some problems, catastrophic failure. We've got termites, believe it or not, that are eating the roots off the bottom of our plants in this bed. Now this is all organic. I don't put pesticides in here, no fertilizer. So it just is what it is. So we planted some smaller plants back in their place, and we'll see what happens. But it's just, as you can see, like this one here, I'm out of plants, but it's still attached, so it may work. But what they do is they chew right at the root, it snaps off the plant. Plant dies, they move on. Now, the hydroponics is doing real well. Like I said, the cabbage always does well in the hydroponics. Now that it's kicking in, our red cabbage is not doing so well. I don't know why, but it just is what it is. Maybe it'll kick into gear, but as you can see, the aquaponics does great. This is week 3 of our little experiment, and so far the raised bed, outside raised bed, is doing the best. Today is Carriage House Day. It's Sunday. It's the Sunday after Hurricane Ian went through, and again, I can't say how prayers and thoughts go out to all those people affected by the storm. The damage was pretty bad down South Florida, and I'm sure there's quite a bit of damage in the South Carolina area. A lot of people without power everywhere, so our prayers and thoughts go out to those people. All right, now back at it. It is Carriage House Day. If you watched our last video, we got our posts and beams up. We still got to get our LVL up, but I've got to get my 2x12 for the front. We're gonna leave that till probably next weekend, but today we're gonna be doing some measuring. We got to get some strings up and straighten our walls. I've decided I've got 2 more rough sawn posts that we're gonna put right here. So we're gonna cut the ends of the logs off, put our 2 posts there, set those in, and go from there. Then we're gonna start working on trimming our corners. A lot of stuff still going on as usual, but we're getting set up. Jerry's here with me this morning. We're gonna get set up and get to working upstairs, and we're gonna get at it. All right, well, as it would have it, Jerry got called into work on a Sunday for a last-minute meeting. So we're out here, we're gonna get at it and get at it ourselves. All right, so Jerry got called off. We were able to get our false beams up here in the corner. So we got both of them up. Now, what I had planned for the rest of the day was to work on some things that require long measurements, checking the square and chalking all these corners and cutting the corners off even, but can't do that by myself. So we're gonna work on, what we've got to do is plane down this tongue on top of this last course up in here. So there's 2 tongues up in there where the log set down, and we're gonna go and plane that down flat so we can put our top plate on it. Gonna be messy, but I got a planer there instead of using a Sawzall. I think we're gonna try to planer out and see how it's gonna work, but it's gonna be messy. So, important safety lesson today. These are safety glasses. See them? These are actually prescription tinting safety glasses that I own. And the safety tip today is don't put them on after you get something in your eye. I've been fighting. Obviously, you probably saw in the video when I was planning that sawdust was just blowing in my face and my glasses didn't do a good enough job, which, you know, should have had my safety glasses on. So they may not look that great, but they do a good job, and we're going to keep them on from now on. So we're going to get back to planing this top board and get at it. So what we've done, I got the top board on the porch planed. Right now we're charging up some batteries, and Jerry was able to come back and help me chalk out these ends and the corner ends of the logs. We've got them marked, and we're going to cut them all straight, and then we're going to notch out where I overhung my flashing. We're going to clean that up tight. Main reason why I did this false end was I didn't want this sticking out here. To me, that looked terrible. So what we're going to do is when we chink the logs, we're going to chink this in and seal that in, and you won't have anything up on the top. We cut these pitching. This one kind of split, but if you see the profile, it pitches this way and pitches this way, so if water hits and runs down, it'll fall and drip off to the front. Okay, and that's the way we've got them set up. It's just kind of an idea I had, but I didn't want this exposed, and so we cut it back, and then we're going to chink it, like I said, fill it all in, probably foam it first, then chink it, and that way it'll seal up that corner. All these joints will be chinked, so it'll all be sealed up by the time it's done. But right now we're trimming off the ends with the chainsaws. Okay, Todd with the cool glasses here. All right. Well, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I've been fighting something in my eye all day. I finally gave up. I think it's finally come out, but we got a little bit of work done, not much. Like I said, we got our false posts up on the porch. We chalked and marked all of our ends so that we're going to go ahead and start cutting them off. You know, and you know, one thing I do got to say is this is a log home. Okay, we want it to look kind of old and relic instead of brand new. That's my excuse to cover up all my stuff, but you know, it's not going to be perfect. In the inside, we'll get everything furred out and everything square, but logs aren't straight. A few things I learned out about the, you know, building a log home, I'll go over in another video, all the do's and don'ts. You know, it's just it's a learning process. I got chalk all over me. But anyway, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope you have a great week. Again, all those people that were touched by Ian, whether family, directly, indirectly, our prayers and thoughts go out for you guys. Weren't able to do a whole lot this weekend on the carriage house, but we got some new type videos coming up for you, doing some cooking videos and some other things, so keep in touch, keep an eye out, and hit that notification button so you'll see our new videos when they come out. Thanks for watching the channel. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said before, we're just a little bitty old channel. It don't hurt nothing to hit that subscribe button, but it helps us a lot. So anyway, hope you have a great week. My name is Todd with Honeysuckle Farms. Hope to see you on the next video.